One day, you might wake up and realize your body is quietly begging for help. Not with loud pain, but with subtle signs. Dry skin, labored steps, a sour breath you can't explain. What if the key to staying independent wasn't in a pill, but in your daily hygiene? Yes, the way you wash your body might be what keeps you out of the hospital, or in your own home. Today, we'll uncover 6 forgotten body parts that hold the secret to longevity. Ready to reclaim your freedom? Comment 1 if you're listening with intention. Let's start with what you use the most and protect the least. Your hands. They open your door, steady your balance, feed your body, hold on to loved ones. But while they serve you tirelessly, hands are often overlooked in daily hygiene routines. That quiet neglect can come at a price. Our hands are in constant contact with the outside world. Shopping carts, door handles, stair rails, money, even our own face. It's how we connect, function, survive. But it's also how bacteria and viruses sneak into our lives. Studies show the average adult touches their face around 16 times per hour. And every time you do, you're transferring whatever's on your fingers directly toward your eyes, nose, and mouth. This becomes even more serious as we age. Older adults tend to have thinner skin and a slower immune response, making even minor infections more dangerous. A small cut or cracked knuckle that once healed overnight can now lead to cellulitis or other skin infections. In winter, dry hands can split. In summer, sweat can trap bacteria. And in between, most people, especially seniors, simply wash too quickly or too little. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 71, a retired high school math teacher living in Asheville, North Carolina. For years, he prided himself on being active, gardening, playing chess at the park, helping his granddaughter with homework. But one summer, after a minor scrape on his palm while trimming hedges, he developed a serious infection that hospitalized him for 5 days. All because he hadn't properly cleaned or protected his hands. That moment shifted everything. I realized I'd been caring for every part of my house, except the one thing that lets me live in it. My own body, he said. Now, Robert has a daily hand care ritual. Warm water, gentle soap, 20 seconds. Front, back, under the nails. A soft towel. A light, fragrance-free lotion. A check for any cuts or skin changes. Small acts, big impact. Washing your hands isn't just about preventing illness. It's about preserving your autonomy. Every clean hand is a choice to stay well, to stay active, to keep holding on to the life you built. So, will today be the day you look at your hands differently? If this part of the story resonates with you, drop a 2 in the comments. I read every single one. If your hands are how you connect to the world, your nose is how the world enters you. Every breath you take carries invisible particles, dust, pollen, pollution, bacteria. Your nose is your first line of defense, quietly filtering out what doesn't belong. But like any filter, it needs regular care to function properly. Most people never think twice about nasal hygiene until something goes wrong. And by then, it's already affecting their sleep, focus, or even heart health. We often associate stuffy noses with the common cold. But for older adults, nasal congestion can become a chronic issue. Dry indoor air, medications, allergies, or even just aging nasal tissues can make breathing harder. Reduced airflow doesn't just feel annoying. It means your body's getting less oxygen. Over time, that can contribute to fatigue, dizziness, and impaired memory. And yet, cleaning the nose is so simple and so powerful. Take Marion, 68, from Flagstaff, Arizona. a retired librarian with a love for hiking and baking sourdough bread. But over the years, she began waking up groggy, her mouth dry, her head clouded with congestion. She chalked it up to getting older. Then one day, her granddaughter mentioned a neti pot, a gentle saline rinse used in many cultures. Skeptical but curious, Marion gave it a try. "I couldn't believe the difference," she said. Within days, she was sleeping deeper, breathing easier, and waking up refreshed. It felt like my brain had more space to think. You don't need fancy equipment to start. A simple saline spray can work wonders. Steam from a warm shower can loosen stubborn mucus. A humidifier in dry climates helps keep your nasal passages from drying out and cracking. And always, always wash your hands before touching your nose. It's the easiest way to block unwanted germs from entering. Your nose isn't just about scent, it's a gatekeeper. It's how your body decides what to let in and what to keep out. Keeping it clean means keeping your guard up. Think of every clear breath not just as relief, but as resilience. It's how you stay energized, present, alive. If this simple reminder inspired you to breathe a little deeper today, drop a 3 in the comments. I'm right here with you. Now let's turn inward, to something you use all day, but rarely think to care for: your tongue. It's not just about taste. Your tongue is one of the most active and exposed surfaces in your body, speaking, swallowing, breathing, and hosting millions of bacteria along the way. And yet, most people brush their teeth religiously while leaving the tongue untouched. That's like cleaning the kitchen, but never wiping the counters. The result? More than just bad breath. An unclean tongue develops a whitish or yellow coating made up of bacteria, food particles, and dead cells. Over time, this buildup can lead to oral infections, gum disease, and even impact digestion. For older adults, especially those with dentures or compromised immune systems, it can become a breeding ground for fungal infections like oral thrush. But here's what most people don't realize. The mouth is a gateway to the entire body. Bacteria from the tongue can enter the bloodstream through small cuts or gum inflammation, increasing the risk of heart conditions or systemic infections. So when you neglect your tongue, you're not just risking your smile, you're compromising your whole system. Now, meet Sylvia, 74, from Savannah, Georgia. Once a jazz singer, Sylvia still hums tunes while watering her plants. But in recent years, she noticed a strange bitterness in her mouth, especially in the mornings. Her appetite declined, and she found herself skipping meals. Her doctor ran tests, nothing alarming. Then her hygienist asked a simple question: "Are you cleaning your tongue?" Sylvia had never thought about it. She started using a tongue scraper each morning, followed by a rinse with warm water. After just a few days, the bitterness faded. Her food tasted brighter. She smiled more, spoke with ease, and yes, started singing again. Here's how you can do it too. Use a tongue scraper or a soft toothbrush, starting from the back of your tongue and gently moving forward. Don't press hard. Rinse after. Do it once in the morning and once before bed. Replace your scraper regularly, just like a toothbrush. It takes less than a minute, but it could transform the way you eat, speak, and feel. Clean breath, clear taste, a healthier heart. It starts right here with something small and entirely within your control. If Sylvia's story made you pause for even a moment, drop a 4 in the comments. You're not alone on this path. And while the tongue may be overlooked, there's another part of your body that most people ignore entirely, until it starts calling out through discomfort or odor: your armpits. You may think of them as just sweat zones, but they're far more important than that. The underarms are home to clusters of lymph nodes, vital components of your body's immune and detoxification system. These tiny powerhouses help filter toxins and fight infection, quietly working beneath the surface, day in and day out. But when this area is neglected, or worse, covered daily in layers of chemical deodorant without proper cleansing, it doesn't take long for things to go wrong. Bacteria build up, pores clog, itchiness, inflammation, or even painful lumps can emerge. And for older adults with sensitive or thinning skin, the risks increase. Let's not forget, many commercial antiperspirants contain aluminum-based compounds that block sweat glands. While they keep you dry, they also trap bacteria and toxins beneath the skin. Without regular washing, this area becomes a damp, warm environment, ideal for fungal growth, skin irritation, or persistent body odor that no product can truly mask. Now, let's talk about Clarence, 77 years old, a retired mechanic living in Dayton, Ohio. Always independent, always moving. But for months, Clarence had been dealing with recurring rashes under his arms. He thought it was just age. He tried different soaps, switched deodorants, even saw a dermatologist. The turning point came when a home nurse suggested something surprisingly simple. Try washing with nothing but warm water and a gentle cloth, and give your underarms a break from deodorant for a few days. He did. He began gently scrubbing the area each day with a soft washcloth, avoiding any lingering soap residue, and letting the skin breathe before applying anything. Within a week, the redness eased. Within 2, the rashes were gone. Clarence now uses a natural deodorant and gives his underarms a weekly detox with baking soda and apple cider vinegar. His skin is calm. His confidence is back. What's the lesson here? Proper underarm hygiene isn't just about smelling good. It's about keeping your immune system flowing, your skin protected, and your body functioning the way it was meant to. Free, unblocked, and thriving. So next time you step into the shower, remember, the parts you don't see in the mirror still deserve your attention. If Clarence's story made you reconsider your daily routine, type a 5 in the comments. Your body will thank you, quietly but deeply. If your armpits are the body's hidden detox hubs, then your feet are its unsung foundation, the quiet guardians of your freedom. Every step you take, every errand, every walk to the mailbox or shuffle to the kitchen, your feet carry you there. And yet, despite this tireless service, they're often rushed over in the shower or ignored until something starts to hurt. For older adults especially, foot care isn't just a matter of comfort. It's a matter of staying upright, independent, and out of assisted living. Feet are vulnerable to a range of problems: cracked heels, fungal infections, poor circulation, and pressure sores. Why? Because they're trapped all day in socks and shoes, exposed to moisture and friction, yet rarely given the same level of attention as hands or faces. And there's something else. With age, nerve endings in the feet can dull. That means you might not feel a blister, cut, or sore forming until it becomes a serious issue. For those with diabetes or circulatory challenges, foot wounds can quickly spiral into infections or mobility limitations. But the good news? Most of it is preventable. Meet Linda, 69, a retired florist from Tacoma, Washington. She spent her life on her feet, standing behind the counter, arranging bouquets, attending weddings and funerals alike. After retirement, she noticed her balance wasn't what it used to be. She slipped twice in 1 month. That was her wake-up call. I realized I hadn't looked at the bottom of my feet in years, she told her doctor. With guidance, she started a new routine. washing her feet daily with warm water and mild soap, gently drying between the toes, moisturizing the heels, but never the toe gaps, and trimming her nails straight across to avoid ingrowns. She added a 2-minute foot massage each evening and elevated her legs while watching TV. Within weeks, the swelling eased, her footing felt steadier, and, maybe most importantly, she felt more in control. So here's the truth. Clean, cared-for feet aren't a luxury. They're a necessity. They help you stay active, avoid falls, and maintain the independence that defines quality of life in our later years. Every day you care for your feet is one more day you stand tall in your own life, literally and figuratively. If Linda's story reminded you to check in with your own 2 feet, comment with a 6 below. This journey is yours, step by step. After we've talked about the feet that carry you, it's time to shift focus to something closer to your center. Something so quiet, most people forget it's even there. Your belly button. It's a tiny enclosed space, out of sight, out of mind. But this little hollow is a hidden host to sweat, oil, dead skin, and fabric lint, all of which combine into the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and even yeast. And the truth is, the belly button isn't just a leftover from birth. It's a small, sensitive area where moisture gets trapped easily. When neglected, it can become red, irritated, or infected. That's especially concerning for older adults, whose skin tends to be thinner and slower to heal. In some cases, what starts as a little itch or odd smell can develop into a more serious infection that's harder to treat than it needed to be. But no one talks about cleaning their belly button. It's awkward, it feels unnecessary, and yet it could be one of the simplest ways to protect your skin health and overall hygiene. Take Calvin, 73, from Charleston, South Carolina. A former jazz drummer with a collection of old vinyl records and a green thumb to rival any gardener. One summer, he noticed an unusual irritation near his navel. Just a bit of redness at first, then a faint odor. His doctor diagnosed it quickly. A minor bacterial infection caused by years of buildup in the navel area. It wasn't serious, but it was a wake-up call. Calvin now includes his belly button in his daily routine. A quick wipe with a warm, soapy washcloth during his shower, followed by a gentle pat, dry with a towel. Once a week, he uses a cotton pad with witch hazel to keep things balanced and fresh. "I used to think it was silly," he laughed, "but now it's just part of taking care of me, the same way I tune my old records or water my tomatoes." It's not glamorous. It's not something you'll hear in commercials. But caring for the belly button is one more act of self-respect. One more way to say, I still choose to take care of this life I'm living. Small space, big meaning. If Calvin's quiet reminder spoke to you today, go ahead and drop a 7 in the comments. The little things matter more than we think. And just when you think you've reached every corner of the body that matters, there's one more place we tend to skip, yet it holds the key to connection, balance, and safety. Your ears. They don't just let you hear the world. They help you stay upright in it. Inside the ear is the vestibular system, a quiet network that helps control your sense of balance. When ear hygiene is ignored, especially with age, issues like wax buildup, dizziness, or even falls can start to creep into daily life. Yet so many people think they're doing the right thing by using cotton swabs or digging around with whatever's within reach. The truth? That habit may be doing more harm than good. It can push wax deeper, irritate the canal, or even rupture the eardrum. And let's not forget about hearing itself. Older adults often experience gradual hearing loss, a process that can be accelerated or complicated by excess wax, chronic inflammation, or untreated infections. That muffled hearing doesn't just affect conversation. It can erode confidence, cause isolation, and make day-to-day tasks feel frustrating or even dangerous. Let me introduce you to Gloria, 76, a retired postal worker in Missoula, Montana. She'd always been fiercely independent, delivering mail through snowstorms for decades. But after retirement, she started avoiding social events. "It all sounded like noise," she said. "I couldn't follow conversations, and I felt embarrassed constantly asking people to repeat themselves." Her doctor found nothing medically wrong with her hearing, except a significant wax blockage in both ears. A simple cleaning at the clinic restored her clarity almost instantly. Since then, Gloria has followed a gentle routine, rinsing her outer ears with warm water, drying them carefully, and using eardrops once a week to keep things clear. No swabs, no digging, just care. She goes to her book club again. She calls her sister every weekend, and she says, "I didn't realize how much I'd started tuning the world out, just because I couldn't hear it." Your ears connect you to people, to laughter, to music, to warnings. Keeping them clean is not about vanity. It's about staying engaged, safe, and socially alive. You don't need to hear perfectly. You just need to hear enough to keep living your life the way you choose. If Gloria's story reminded you of someone you love, or maybe even yourself, type an 8 in the comments. Listening is living. You've just taken a walk through 7 of the body's most overlooked, yet deeply important, gateways to health. Not one of them requires a prescription. Not one demands a gym membership. Just a little care, a few extra minutes, and a quiet decision to keep showing up for yourself. From the hands that open your world to the ears that keep you connected to it, these are the everyday parts of us that quietly determine how long and how well we live. Clean hands mean fewer infections. Clear nasal passages bring easier breathing. A fresh tongue supports your heart. Calm armpits help your immune system function. Strong feet carry your independence. A clean belly button protects your core. And well-cared-for ears let you stay in conversation with the world around you. The lesson? Proper hygiene isn't just about staying clean, it's about staying well. By gently caring for the parts of your body that often go unnoticed, you support your immune system, improve your sleep, aid digestion, and protect your overall health. These small habits can quietly extend your life and preserve the energy you need to enjoy it. In your later years, self-care is no longer a luxury. It's a lifeline. Your body has carried you this far. Now it's time to return the favor, with patience, with love, and with daily care. So before today slips away, choose just one. One habit, one change, one step toward keeping your body working for you, not against you. If this story helped you see your body with new eyes, please like the video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more life-changing stories.